What is good, Debt Free Mafia? Hey, welcome to today's video and my second time recording this intro because the first time I did it, my mic was off. So that's awesome. But welcome to today's video. I wanted to react today to a video by The Richest about how Drake spends all of his wealth. I think it is really cool. It's the first time I've ever watched that. You guys are watching me blind react to it. I think it was really interesting insights. I also kind of pop in and talk throughout it on what my thoughts are of it and kind of some areas where it could apply to you. Yes, you, the mortals who we are, who don't make millions and millions, but still want to live a life of abundance. Guys, if you don't know me, my name's Rick. I'm a financial coach and I'm the owner of the Debt Free Mafia, and I invite you, even if you're not debt free, we love if you're not debt free, but if you love the debt free mindset and you want to be debt free, this is the spot for you. I recently polled my Instagram followers and I asked, hey, has being a part of our content, a part of our group, has it helped make a positive impact on your finances? And it was a 100% resounding yes. So let me invite you to be a part of that. I hope to make a positive impact on your financial decisions and help you to live a life of abundance and become financially bulletproof. Anyways, guys, we're gonna jump into it. Again, I had to refilm this, so it might not be the smoothest transition, but go ahead and check it out. Let me know in the comments below, because I am curious, and I think I mentioned this, but are you more of a Kanye West Donda fan, or are you more of a Drake certified lover boy? Let me know in the comments. Also, check out this video. Appreciate you guys.
The multi-Grammy award-winning rapper Drake is one of the biggest musicians on the planet. Prior to the global events, his concerts would quickly sell out. Due to his incredible success in the music business, after originally getting his start as an actor, you knew that, we know, he's also one of the wealthiest musicians around. Today, we're gonna see what Drake spends his vast fortune on and where exactly his income comes from. We'll see the stunning homes he owns, both in the US and in Canada, his pricey car collection, the various sports teams he's involved with, the amount of money he's donated, and much more. So, let's get started. Drake has acquired not just one, but a number of properties in Hidden Hills, California. Firstly, he's purchased what's now known as YOLO Estate. He bought it from...
Did this man name it YOLO Estate? That thing looks amazing. Look at all the cliff diving you could do there.
Larry Pollock, who originally had the asking price set at $27 million during 2009. In 2012, Drake swooped in when Pollock hit money issues and bought it for a massively reduced $7.7 million. Weird to say $7.7 million.
Holy cow, that's an amazing bargain. If it's really worth 20-something million dollars and you only got it for 7.7, what a steal. That's one good thing about being debt-free, because if you have debt-free, we have this thing called the opportunity of cash that we talk about sometimes. The opportunity of cash is if you're debt-free, you don't owe payments on things, and you got stacks of cash set up, you got investments set up, whenever downturns happen, which they happen, you are in a prime position to take care of them. That's how the rich really gets richer, is they know when to buy and they know when to not owe, right? So that's awesome. Good on him for that.
And reduced in the same sentence. Drake was desperate to get a house with an over-the-top swimming pool, something that this property definitely has with its stone statues, swim-in grotto, 80-foot slide, wet bar, and waterfall. For years, Drake had a photo of the pool at the YOLO Estate at his computer background before he even purchased it. Beyond the pool, the 12,000 square foot property also has a cinema, a wine cellar, a games room, tennis court, and much more. Looking to expand his LA empire, Drake purchased the neighboring property during 2016. The 4,445 square foot 4-bedroom house was snapped up.
Man, look at those poor people, am I right?
For nearly $2.9 million. However, he wasn't done yet. He wanted an even bigger compound. So Drake bought another next-door property during 2018. This 2,449 square foot estate comes with 3 bedrooms and was bought for $4.5 million. Altogether, the properties now amount to 6.7 acres in size and cost the rapper $15.1 million. And that's not including all the renovation costs. Now, the house that became famous due to its appearance in the music video...
We got some cause right there. Cause statues.
For Toosie Slide, called the Embassy, Drake began buying the land in Toronto back in 2016 for $6.7 million. The property there was torn down, and work began to build the mansion of his dreams. When it was done, the house came to 50,000 square feet in size. That's the size of 3 hockey rinks. The master bedroom alone takes up 3,200 square feet. Designed and built by Ferris.
And I mentioned this in my last reaction video about LeBron James, but my last apartment was 650 square feet. This house is 50,000 square feet. I can't even fathom that.
Rafali, the massive house comes with a number of interesting features. For starters, there's an NBA regulation-sized basketball court. That alone costs around $46,000 to construct. The house is covered in marble and even houses a 20,000-piece Swarovski crystal chandelier, because you gotta have that. According to reports, building the embassy cost between $100 and $150 million altogether. It's not the only multi-million-dollar property that Drake has owned in the Canadian city. He did have a two-bedroom condo that was adjacent to the CN Tower. In July 2013, he put the Yorkville condo on the market for $3.3 million American dollars. Yet by October 2013, it was sold for a reduced $3 million, because nobody can afford to live in Toronto anymore. Thanks, Drake. When people hit the heights of racking in millions, one of the most common purchases is a luxury car collection. The man known as Aubrey Graham doesn't disappoint in this regard. As shown in the 2016 music video for YG's Why You Always Hatin', that features Drake relaxing through the car's open roof. The man himself does actually own a Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. In the same year, he posted up on his Champagne Poppy Instagram account a photo of his prized Lambo with a comment that his car made him feel, quote, like I'm Christian Bale. With a 6.5-liter V12 engine and 709 horsepower, this car was purchased from Canadian car customizer Driving Emotions Toronto. A sports car like this doesn't come cheap. The brand new 2016 model hit the market just under $500,000.
I could never own
Another
one,
vehicle in his arsenal is the LaFerrari, also known as F-150. This hybrid sports car was first released in 2013. Drake picked one up in 2018 from Fusion Luxury Motors. The model has a 6.3-liter V12 engine that has
So Drake's probably an exception, but a lot of people don't know this, but it is very, very difficult to get a Ferrari, and I'm not talking about money-wise, because there are tons of millionaires out there, multimillionaires out there that can't get a brand new Ferrari. Most of the time, if you go to a Ferrari dealership wanting to buy, even if you have cash and you want to go buy the brand new Ferrari on the floor that you're looking at, chances are they're probably going to say no. Because the way they operate is you have to build up a resume of being a supercar owner before they will let you drive a new model. So what they'll do is that salesman will kindly take you over to a used Ferrari, and you'll have to purchase that one first before you can go and purchase a brand new one. You have to build up a reputation essentially within Ferrari, which includes flying to Italy and being a part of their big event every year. That I can't even remember what it's called, but yeah, it's a whole nother level of wealth, which is nuts. That's why it's way easier to go get a McLaren for the same price as a Ferrari, but Ferrari is much harder to get. Also, they send cease and desist letters if you try to customize it, by the way.
963 horsepower. It can reach a top speed of 227 miles per hour. It can also hit 63 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. In 2015, a brand new LaFerrari would have cost at least $1.6 million. In 2017, the auction house Sotheby's were selling off one of the last Ferrari Aperta models. In the end, it was sold for 8.3 million euros, which is nearly $10.1 million. One of the most sought-after supercars for the wealthy is to get the Bugatti Veyron.
More expensive than the car
Drake went a little further when he
bought.
bought his. Instead of getting the standard snazzy model, he splashed his cash on the Sang-Moi edition in 2010. Only 12 were created. This vehicle has an 8-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine with an incredible 1,000 horsepower. It's capable of reaching 62 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds, and has a top speed of 253 miles per hour. At that time, Drake was the sole owner of this vehicle in Canada. The rarer something is, the more valuable it is. As such, the Sang-Moi was said to have a price tag of $2.2 million back in 2010. In 2019, news broke about Drake getting his own private plane. Instead of the typical smaller and sleeker models that the rich flock towards, Drake is very different. Named Air Drake, he was gifted a Boeing 767-300F. Yep, Drake didn't actually purchase the massive airplane. After working with Canadian airline Cargojet, the company handed over the keys to the plane free of charge in exchange for publicity, so it's really not free. The price of this airplane is around $185 million. There's a lot of publicity that Drake has to promote, though. In 2020, Air Drake underwent a renovation by acclaimed designer Virgil Abloh. The exterior was colored sky blue with a cloud pattern, with Air Drake, Cargojet, and the OVO logos all added as well. But it's the interior where the magic happens. With seating for up to 30 people, the plane is covered in leather armchairs and plush sofas. It also features a large screen TV and a bar. Air Drake is likely to be a tour plane for the rapper. The cost of the change has been undisclosed. However, to get a general idea of how much it costs to convert a plane, in 2018, Figures were released that showed the price of switching from passenger to cargo planes. Converting only one of the Boeing 767 models came to around $14 million. Drake has his fingers in a lot of pies. Even sports has grabbed his interest, especially when it comes to a particular...
See, so this is another thing. Like, I think it's so cool that a lot of these guys, after they make a bunch of money, they want to get involved with these different sports teams. And that's something that I think is so cool and underrated about finances. Is the cool thing is once you have freedom with your finances, and obviously we can't go out and buy an NBA team like Drake. However, you have freedom with your finances, you're able to pursue the hobbies and interests that you have in a way you weren't whenever you're constantly making payments or struggling paycheck to paycheck. So let that be an encouragement that, you know, if you have something that you're passionate about and want to be able to spend more time and money on, boy, I am all about you pursuing that. One way to do that is get rid of some stinking payments.
Particular game he's extremely passionate about. In 2013, it was announced that Drake had become a global ambassador for the NBA team, the Toronto Raptors. In 2017, the partnership of the Raptors and Drake donated a combined $3 million to local causes under the Welcome Toronto program. $2 million went to Canadian basketball, and $1 million went towards refurbishing local basketball courts. Drake has even hinted that he could own the team in the future, but considering the team is said to be worth $2.55 billion, Drake will have to increase his already vast fortune to purchase them. With the ever-increasing popularity in esports, Drake got in on the action too. In 2018, he purchased a stake into the 100 Thieves team. The group specializes in games such as Call of Duty, League of Legends, and Fortnite. While the exact amount that Drake spent is undisclosed, 100 Thieves had funding totaling $25 million from both Drake's and other investments.
I'm telling you guys, esports teams are going to be huge in the next decade. The growth is going to be nuts on them.
Only a year later, Drake's investment was shown to be very successful. The value of 100 Thieves shot up.
By the way, I think esports is stupid. Not the actual playing the video games. The name is dumb. Why can't we just call them, like, you know, professional video game teams?
40%. As a
It's not sports.
result, the team
Let me know in the comments what you think.
was now worth $125 million. Other investors include the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert, and music producer Scooter Braun. But where is Drake getting all this cash from? We hear that you're thinking that. Well, mostly from his incredible success in the music industry. As we mentioned in the intro, Drake originally started his showbiz career as an actor. He appeared on the TV show Degrassi, The Next Generation from 2001 to 2009. At one point, due to his mother's illness, Drake's $50,000 yearly wage from the show was the only income for the family. To date, he now has an estimated net worth of $180 million. Each of his concerts is said to give him $2 million alone. Drake regularly brings in an annual salary worth tens of millions of dollars. His career has so far provided him $430 million in earnings. In 2017, he added $95 million to his bank account. 2 years prior, Drake signed an exclusive deal with Apple Music for the reported cost of $19 million. Yet beyond his own music career, Drake has also created his own recording studio called OVO Sound. Standing for October's Very Own after Drake's birth month, the name of OVO would later be used in other business ventures, such as a fashion label. OVO would team up with Nike to produce a selection of Air Jordans starting back in 2013. The Jordan 10s can go for as much as $500 online.
I'm pretty sure he's got some Air Force Ones coming too.
Drake has also created a production studio called Dream Crew during 2017. They've been involved with films such as 2017's The Carter Effect and 2020's Spree. They've also worked on TV shows like Euphoria and Top Boy.
That's cool. I did not know that he was in film as well.
Over the years, Drake has gained a reputation for his great philanthropic donations. One of the most well-known incidents happened in the music video God's Plan in 2018. Instead of spending the budget on cars and dancers, Drake instead gave the money to people in need in Miami. At one point, a woman's homeless shelter received a check of $50,000, while a student for the University of Miami's Frost School of Music was given a scholarship of $50,000 as well. The total budget of the video was $1 million. The original plan was for the rapper to hand out $175,000, but he decided to go a tad further. A few years prior to
That's so cool, and I think that's one of the ultimate goals that you could have whenever you start to live a life of abundance. And I think it's also very important to have this mindset because, you know, it's very easy to have the mindset of, oh, I'm going to hoard all of this, it's mine, it's my abundance. But really, you know, like me personally, and a goal that I think a lot of people ought to have is what can I do to buy myself this freedom when it comes to financial freedom? What can I do to be able to give and give, right? To be able to provide, to be able to help, be able to help the causes that you want to help. Because it just feels super good to be able to say, hey, I have a friend going through something, I can be able to give them cash, not a loan, a gift, right? We don't give loans, right? Because we're anti-debt, but we want to be able to give them and not ever expect anything in return. It is way more rewarding than most would ever realize. So if that's something you haven't done yet, and you've got the financial freedom to be able to do so, go and do that. It is so fulfilling, I promise.
2013, Champagne Papi helped out Strawberry Mansion High School in Philadelphia. He gifted them $75,000 to go towards a recording studio. By 2015, it was up and running. In 2020, Drake helped people there involved in the protests over George Floyd. The group The National Bailout helped people with legal costs if they're arrested due to protesting. Drake donated $100,000 to their cause. Like a lot of rappers, Drake has a soft spot for jewelry and watches. According to some estimates, it's believed he spent at least $10 million on his ever-increasing collection. One of his favorite pieces is the Stone Island logo medallion. This reportedly cost Drake $100,000. In 2020, he spent $1 million alone on a 100-carat heart-shaped diamond necklace. As for watches, he has the Patek Philippe Nautilus Perpetual Calendar. This white gold watch with a sapphire crystal back can go for as much as $249,000 online. Another watch is the Rolex.
Why? That watch is not even good looking. Like, you literally would have to tell, like, that's just, like, I get Richard Milles because Richard Milles look super dope. I get Rolexes because they look really cool, but that watch did not look cool.
Daytona. But to make it even more special, Drake has the Paul Newman edition. It can cost as much as $510,000.
It's like driving a Maserati. I'm not trying to offend Maserati owners, but I just don't think, like, they're cool and they're rare, but they are not worth what people pay them for. That's my TED Talk, so I'm going to get back to
this. With Drake's jewelry-loving reputation cemented, it's attracted the attention of thieves. In 2016, while Drake was performing in Phoenix, Arizona, a thief got inside his tour bus and made off with a briefcase containing the valuables. The robber was later caught. Originally, the press reported that the contents were worth $3 million. However, Drake later stated it was actually worth around $400,000. Well, that's not anything. Final fact finish, even with the hefty price Drake spent on the music video God's Plan, it's still not the most expensive production of all time. That title belongs to Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
Jeez. Guys, this video is done by The Richest. I'll link it below if you want to go check it out yourself. They got really cool stuff. They do a good job of kind of peering into the life of the 0.05%, right? So, guys, I hope that was entertaining to you. I think it's just wild. It's a whole nother world that I'm not used to. It's not a life I'm expecting to ever live, right? But it's really neat to look into, and it's cool to see, you know, what they prioritize when it comes to stuff. It looks like Drake's a smart guy. It looks like he buys low, sells high, right? So maybe not with his one apartment in Toronto or whatever, but still, it looks like he's a smart businessman. He's taking care of business, and he prioritizes what he thinks is interesting, or his hobbies are, whatever it is. Still a great artist also. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you want to be a part of the Debt Free Mafia, hit subscribe. We're going to do more reaction videos here, so stay tuned. Guys, I appreciate you for stopping by. Peace.